Hello, and welcome to Tangent. I am Brandon Ilsley.
And I'm Spooky Leaf.
And if you haven't listened to this podcast before, the whole point is that we discuss a random word or phrase and see what tangents we go on. Wow, look at that. This episode is a very special episode because it's a spooky Halloween episode. So we're going to have a creepy prompt to tie all that together. But anyway, you can find us on all places that you can listen to podcasts, or alternatively at tangent.buzzsprout.com. And if you have any suggestions of your own, please send them to us, please, at tangentpodcastideas@gmail.com or on Instagram at going_on_tangent. And we'll get back to you probably at some point. Chill out. Anyway, how are you, Ethan?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, Brandon. How you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm not too bad. I'm terrified for my life because, as we know, it's Halloween.
Yes,
Whoa.
it is. Well,
it's creepy.
So
no, Ethan, it's Halloween.
Okay, yes. Sorry, it is. You have hallowed my ween.
The 11th of October is Halloween.
No, they're going to be listening to this on the 17th.
Spooky 17th.
Wait, it's 17th? No,
you can't do maths. It's like it's.
You're going to be listening to this on the 20th.
Spooky 20th.
Yeah. You'll be listening to this
around. Yeah. Well, the reason this is our Halloween episode is because we realized we're not actually releasing an episode on Halloween itself. So we were like, what's the closest one?
Yeah, who's going to listen to an episode on Halloween anyway? Get yourself out trick-or-treating. Don't sit inside. Do something. I don't care if you're 90 years old. Do trick-or-treating.
No. Or for grown-ups, go to a Halloween party. Or for teenagers, go and egg somebody's house. Surprisingly fun.
Or for the elderly, cower in fear.
It's coming for you.
I mean, I'm planning on... I was debating getting a smoke machine because whilst I'm probably not going to go out trick-or-treating, in fact, I'm definitely not going to go out trick-or-treating.
Yeah, because maybe it's because you're like 23?
Yeah. I was planning on getting dressed up for Halloween and answering the door in various spooky fashion.
You're such a dad. That's such a dad thing to do. That's such like a person with kids thing to do. So hang on a second. You've skipped the 20-year-old stage of maybe going out for Halloween or like going out to an event. You skipped that and went, fuck it. I will stay by the door with a bucket of celebrations and give them to kids as they come.
Mate, I live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere and I have no friends.
Oh, can we get an R in the chat for Ethan? And it's clearly a lie. You do have friends.
That's R, the letter.
Yeah, you get R. You get R in the chat.
If whatever you're listening to, this supports comments, comment R.
I think you should release this. We should release this just on YouTube. So you get
just to facilitate commenting R.
Yeah, I agree. But no, he doesn't. You do have friends. He's a liar. He likes to garner sympathy for no reason. That's Ethan.
Well, I do, but they all live really far away.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, I completely get it, though. I completely get trying to stay in the spirit and, like, be like, make it fun for the kids. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? As much as grown-ups celebrate Halloween in very slutty ways, which I'm very much not angry about, but as much as we do... It's for the kids. Yeah, I mean, Halloween is for the kids. It's for trick-or-treating. It's for going out and being spooky and having fun. And
What are you doing this Halloween, Brandon?
I don't know. I actually have a couple of plans. I might end up going somewhere a bit, not actually on Halloween, but like in and around it. We might end up going to like Thorpe Park or something for like Fright Night. But equally, I could very much just be doing nothing, sitting alone in my room. It's also an option. So you've actually got more definite plans than I do. at the moment. But also, by the way,
Oh,
what the fuck was that?
me screaming, obviously.
Yeah. It's the prompt. God damn it. One day we won't be scared by it.
Prompt time.
Prompt time.
Give it to us.
The prompt is poltergeists. Exactly. So, poltergeists.
Yeah. Obviously, the form of spooky apparition that can touch and move things, because of course there are different forms of them.
Are there? Are there
Yeah.
different forms of poltergeist? I thought a poltergeist was just an angry ghost being like, "Wow, fuck you! Let me throw your vase across the room and get out of my house."
Well, a poltergeist, I mean like different types of ghost, because a poltergeist is specifically a type of ghost that can move things.
Oh, so even if it's like friendly, it's still like it's still considered a poltergeist. I thought it
Yes.
was always the bad ones. Oh, okay. Okay.
No, they're. I mean, ghosts tend to be associated with the spooks and the bad things, but I personally don't believe in ghosts. I think there are definitely, I know, shock horror. I think there are definitely spooky things. I mean, my dad used to go ghost hunting, and after years of ghost hunting and seeing some really spooky shit, he also doesn't believe in ghosts. But
Well,
I
think there's no other profession better at curing a fear of ghosts than going ghost hunting, because I'm sure have you watched the TV show Ghost Hunters?
yeah, of course.
The thing that gets me about that show is that the cut scenes that the film dramatic scenes and like the little jump scares they have of like the editing is so much scarier than absolutely anything that's going on in the real ghost hunt.
Yeah.
I remember watching one and I was like, oh, this isn't even that scary. And then it jump cuts to like a deformed girl running out of a closet or something. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? And that was terrifying. But the actual thing, they were just like around with like that music noise box thing with the EMF thing. And it's so loud and so fucking annoying. And they're just like, can anybody hear me? And that was it. And that's like the whole show.
Well, it's the editor going, God, this is fucking boring. And then going, fuck it, jump scare. I watched a really cool YouTube video the other day that was, it's on this channel called The Modern Rogue, that was all about like how ghost hunting kind of like not only can trick its audience, but can trick, like, you know, the ghost hunters like Derek Acora and these sorts of people. They were talking about how sometimes on these shows, you know, they actually might believe in these things, believe in ghosts, and basically the production team is there, and their job isn't to help Derek Acora find ghosts, it's to help make a good show. So whether Derek Acora sees a ghost or sees something that they've set up without his knowledge, works for them. Yeah.
Like they basically rig the fight almost. Like they rig it to be like, also they have to do health and safety checks, right?
Yeah.
Because every production has to have a health and safety thing, as we learned doing our degree. So the producer of the show had to go to the location first at some point to A, get permission to use it, and also B, scope it out for like, you know, their risk assessment. So
yeah.
So the producer's been there. So absolutely, it's very plausible that they've gone, that window, if this place is dead, but that window, that one could do something with that. Let me just.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like, you know, that was kind of what they were doing with like, because they were going through the process of like when these two guys who make up the Modern Rogue, when they went in there, like the film crew, they didn't say it at the time, but like the film crew would do stuff like one of them snuck away, quickly pressed the button on the lift in this place they were in to send the lift down, and then ran back so that when it arrived down, they were all just there, and they freaked out. They were like, "What the fuck?"
That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh god.
But I mean, my dad, because he did a lot of ghost hunting and has so many like weird and creepy stories, and I love listening to them. But like, you know, he's had stuff like that where there was he went to this place called the Old Ram Inn, and the thing about the Old Ram Inn was that, in my dad's own words, the scariest thing was the fact that the roof on this house was made of a certain type of stone that is really prone to collapse. It was like a medieval building technique, but it in the modern day it's really prone to collapse. And so he said the scariest thing was the fact that that roof could have collapsed and killed them at any moment. But like they'd had reports of a ghostly cat that used to roam the halls, and it would leave yellow stains on the bed. But like, this guy genuinely believed it. He was like, "Oh, it's leaving ectoplasm or something." But then my dad went into the room this cat was frequently seen, saw that there was a broken window, and clearly,
just piss.
Yeah, a cat had been coming in through this broken window and pissing on the bed. That's what it had been doing. That was what was happening. But he convinced himself. You know, it's like the whole argument of, it's like, you know, if you hear hoofs coming over the mountain, think horse, don't think unicorn. You know, if you see a cat walking around in the night, it's probably a cat that's gotten in, probably not a ghost cat.
Yeah. I wondered where you were going with that analogy for a moment. Like, if you hear hooves coming over the mountain, and for sure, my first instinct to think of was, it was very telling of, like, I suppose, my psyche.
What, that Gandalf has returned with the armies of Gondor?
Rohirrim. No, it was the Riders in the Storm. Yeah, absolutely, Ghost Riders. Yeah, right. Yeah. The Grey Hunt. Yeah, no, that's not where you're going with that. Unicorns, right? Yeah, cool. I was on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Oh, cats are actually menaces, though. We used to have so many. Like, I'm gonna say it, and then you're gonna make fun of me, and then we're gonna move past it. But back when I lived in Israel,
yeah.
So, back when I lived in Israel, you know what? Fuck you, Brandon. I knew you were going to just withhold it this time.
Oh, wait, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You lived in Israel?
Thank you. So, we used to have cats. So we had our door. Our house was on like a little kind of like a complex. So we had a key to get in the gate, and it was like a kind of like a shared thing with like all the other gardeners kind of in separate little kind of houses. There were more kind of flats in this kind of little, like, it wasn't quite a gated community, more of like a complex, you know. And so we had a key to get in the gate, but our front door didn't work. So we'd go in the gate, but
your front door didn't work?
Yeah, as in it wouldn't lock, and if the front door wasn't locked, the door would just swing open. And so the amount of times I would come home, and because Israel is filled with cats, just the amount of random fucking cats that would just be there. Like,
I think the term is stray, but carry on.
Yes. Well, it's just because I would just come in. We'd literally sometimes be sitting watching a film, and a cat would walk into our living room, see us, and just freeze. And I'm like, you came in.
Yeah, we were already here.
Yeah. I once had to try and fish one out from on top of my my fridge because it was just lying there. And I was like, cat. I tried to poke it, it did nothing. So I had a broom, and I just like yeeted the broom at it, expecting it to run away. No, it just sat there, watched it, and then got whacked in the face by a broom. I felt really bad, but I thought it would run away.
You are an animal abuser. That's what that story just said.
It's
You
a
hate
stray. It
cats.
doesn't count.
It's
It's
true.
homeless.
And as we all know, homeless people and homeless things don't matter.
And thus adding to the list, homeless
Yeah,
people.
yeah, because you know what? Out of all the people we've offended, including cavemen, that's the one I'm worried about the least.
Yeah, they can't afford an iPod anyway.
They can't fucking listen to. I think they got Spotify Premium to listen to this without ads. No.
Well, you never know.
Anyway, speaking about cats, actually, and cats that would just enter places. Do you remember my girlfriend's house in uni?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how much time you spent there, but
None.
wow,
I was never invited in.
well, rightly so. You are a menace. You hit cats for fun, and the story I'm about to tell, it doesn't bode well. But no, they had a cat that lived next door. They used to just literally chill like in their garden, and then in the summer when they leave the door open because it was hot, the cat would just walk in and just sit on the couch. And like so much so that they ended up like basically just living with this cat that would just sort of come in whenever, get fed, and then fuck off again.
Well,
it was really cute. It was a cute cat.
I guess that's such a common thing with like cats. It's like, I know full well my cats probably go and visit other people during the day.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Almost guaranteed, because they're so opportunistic. They say like, cats kind of domesticated themselves. We made a concerted effort to domesticate dogs, but for cats it was like, oh, this is a mutual relationship. They get to be warm, and we get our pests eaten.
Yeah, that was 100% it. It was, well, I mean, also like obviously owning cats dates back to Egypt, and like that. Well, I think the depictions of it, right, where they worshipped cats, and so like, but like these were still house cat sized, right? And I always think like, when was the period of shrinkage from wild cat to house cat sized cats? You know what I mean?
What I
Because
think,
obviously dogs. We all know every dog started off as a fucking massive wolf. Like that's every dog, and even a Chihuahua. You trace its lineage back enough, it is a fuck off massive wolf. So, and obviously, I know what happened to domesticate dogs and to make them shrink. It was selective breeding. But with cats, we don't really have that power over them. So, did they just choose to become smaller?
Yeah, well, so because the thing about cats is, before they came into our lives, there were smaller versions of cats that exist. Like, you think about like the Scottish wildcat or like the bobcat.
Yeah.
The bobcat's a bit bigger than like, most cats, but they were kind of around that size. And I think that was probably, those were the sort of cats, it wasn't like lions and everyone's like, this is chill. Like, I reckon it was probably like a little Scottish, a Scottish wildcat, or like whatever, the Egyptian equivalent was.
Can you imagine walking into some dude's fucking like sand built mud hut house thing, right? And just on his couch, just a fucking lion, just chilling, just like relaxing.
He's
like,
yeah, that's Tony.
Yeah, Tony's a tiger, bruv. Tony is very famously a tiger.
Shit,
you fucking idiots.
The Egyptians did invent cornflakes, though, right? Like Frosties. That was
absolutely. It was the Egyptians were very famously against masturbation, and so they invented cornflakes to help with that.
Yes. This is God. That as a concept just is so wild that this guy went. No, like just when I think about like masturbation in general, like that's something you do when you're bored.
What?
So,
I think it varies for people, but sure.
Well, yeah. But I think most people are more, if they're bored, they're more likely to do it than less likely. Yeah. So inventing this boring ass cereal Probably.
I don't think. First off, he didn't invent cornflakes to stop masturbation. He invented cornflakes to invent cornflakes. He also was just very publicly against it. He was like pro circumcision and stuff. But if he did invent cornflakes on some grand master plan in order to somehow distract, well, okay. Here's the thing. I see where he's going if he followed this train of thought. What is the one thing that trumps being horny?
The minions.
The what? Did you say the minion?
Yeah.
He put 50p in the dickhead tonight. No. No. Being hungry. So I could like if you're ever horny, right? Just go down and have something to eat. Trust me, you'll stop being horny. So I imagine he saw this trend and was like, right, I need a food thing that is. So I still can't remember that you said fucking minions.
They are like the antithesis of sex, I think.
If you had to give a visual depiction to what anti-sex looks like,
It's a minion.
it's
God, I fucking hate it. I mean, sorry, please, if you're going to pay me lots of money for a movie, please hire me.
Why do you hate Illuminate? Okay, right. As much as the minions have become this very annoying thing, Despicable Me, which is where, for all you 4-year-olds in the audience who don't understand where the minions came from, Despicable Me is a very good show.
Yes. That's their only good movie. All of the rest
Despicable
of
Me.
them are trash.
What about Despicable Me 2? Or Despicable Me 3?
Despicable Me 3 was not good. Despicable Me
haven't seen
2, all right.
Yeah, Gru gets a girlfriend. Also,
Yeah,
can I also just say, sorry, I will let you speak. Why is it the trend that in the second installment of any movie that had a solo character at the beginning, the second installment is always here's their they now have a partner?
Because
That's just a trend.
Hollywood needs a love story. I mean, we found this. There was at one point in time going to be not to make things too dark, but there was a Baha'i girl. She was 16, and in the 80s in Iran, she was executed for teaching the Baha'i faith to children.
Right. I mean, Jesus in terms of a U-turn, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, well, it will come back along with I think 12 other women. They were going to make a movie about her.
Okay.
And the reason that then it was retracted as an idea was because they whenever it went to someone who was like, any sort of producer or anything, they went, no, we need to give her a boyfriend. And it's like the whole point is that she was, she was doing this on her own. That the whole point is that it's a heroine story, and that she doesn't have a love interest. She didn't have. I'm sure in 16 years of life, maybe at some point, but that wasn't integral to her story, and she definitely didn't have one at the point that she was executed.
Yeah. I suppose is that why Hollywood hasn't done like a big Joan of Arc movie, or have I just missed that one?
Yeah, probably. They're like, wait, how do we make Joan of Arc have a boyfriend?
Yeah, there's that is a real struggle. Considering who she was and what she did. Well, because she was so devout. Wasn't she a virgin the whole time?
Yeah. That was like her whole thing.
Also, cross-dressing and leading the French people to victory. But apart from that,
no, she was a virgin.
fucking
loser virgin.
Fucking burned at the stake, still a virgin. Fucking virgin.
God, imagine. You'd never catch me burnt at the stake, still a virgin.
That's right. I'm gonna be cremated, not burnt at the stake. I'm gonna be laid to rest.
No, I'm
still a virgin.
I'm pretty sure you said you wanted a Viking funeral.
I 100%. That is still cremation, technically. But yes, I 100% want a Viking funeral. You're not going to put me on a stake, bro. That's not a Viking funeral. You're going to quick. He's not quite dead yet. Pin him up to this post and light him on fire. Fucking fast.
But it might be funny.
No, what will be funny is I'm going to get you to be the one who has to be trained with a bow and arrow to try and hit the boat as it goes out on the lake, and just like that scene from Game of Thrones, you're just watching you miss.
To be fair, I would actually love that to be my involvement in your funeral, that I get to fire a bow and arrow at the boat that is going to sail you off.
I might make it a crapshoot thing in terms of, I know that it's a lot of pressure to put on one person. So, by the way, I'm probably never ever going to get allowances to do this, because I'd need to have permission from a lake, permission from like fire departments, and like so many things. So unless I owned land with a lake on it, never going to happen, right? But in my dream funeral, all right, I would just have everyone that's there have a flaming bow and arrow and fire it. Because one of you motherfuckers is going to hit that boat. And if 20 of you miss, I don't know what to say.
I had in my mind this image of, like, you know, those like fun fair things where you have like the targets and you're trying to like throw balls at it.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just your corpse above like a flaming ship that gets dunked when we hit the target.
That's so funny. That's so good. I'll take that. If that's plan B.
But anyway, Brandon, I need to die before you, because I need someone to make a joke and win 50 quid at my funeral, because I've written it into my will that the person who makes the best joke about my death at my funeral gets 50 quid.
Bruv, do you know? Okay. I know you've written that into your will. That's great. That's fine. It definitely can't be anyone but one of your family members. And here's why. Because if I rock up to your funeral, right, I haven't never really met your parents properly, if ever, right? So if I rock up to your funeral and just go, have you heard the one about the fish? You know what I mean? Like, what? They're going to be like, get out.
Well, you wouldn't get the 50 quid anyway, because it has to be at about my death.
You didn't know where the punchline was going.
Oh yeah, true.
What if you died eating fish and you got a bone stuck in your throat and you died?
I mean, anyway, I would hope that, you know, I would die after my parents did. I would hope that they wouldn't have to go through that as an experience.
You just don't want to pay your parents 50 quid, do you?
No, I don't want them. Well, they'd get everything anyway from, you know, they might as well give 50 quid to somebody else. Whoever.
Wait, hang on.
That's one stipulation. Is whoever gets the rest of my will doesn't get to have the 50 quid.
£50. But yeah. What if they make the best joke?
I don't care. The point is not actually the 50 quid. The point is that people are going to be making jokes at my funeral, and I like the idea of that, and the fact that will lighten the mood at what would otherwise be a really sad event.
Mate, you've got quite a big ego to think it's going to be sad. What if you turn into like a mass serial killer in like your late 50s?
I hope I wouldn't.
Well, obviously everyone hopes they wouldn't. I'm just saying, you don't know what the world's going to be like. If it all goes to shit, nuclear war, and then somehow, you know, then we're back to survival instincts, and you've got to kill every motherfucker you see. Well, I'm just saying. No one's going to be cracking jokes then. Also, yeah, that's another thing. You got to think about the world and the environment. Like, if you die in a really horrific nuclear attack, I don't know how many people are going to be like, he was always a shining star, a bright. He burned with it. Nope. He.
Oh, that's the point. The point is, I'm like, just let go. Here's not only my permission. Here's me encouraging you. Make the worst possible joke you could. Like just completely just yeah. Because
does it have to be about your death?
Not necessarily specifically about my death, but about the fact I've died, at least.
Ah, okay. So I couldn't go up there and be like, Ethan died doing what he loved, fucking minions.
No, you could.
Okay, cool.
That is a joke that basically the whole point is that you just have to make a joke about the fact I'm dead.
Cool.
That's all I want.
Cool.
And I don't care if people make really dark or just really like tear into me, because if people if that can make people laugh at my funeral, I would be over the moon.
Wait, are you getting cremated, or are you getting
Baha'is can't
buried?
get cremated.
Oh right, yeah, you've got to be buried like within a certain radius of where you died and stuff, right?
1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour's travel from where I died.
You've really got to hope you don't die like at sea. you're fucked.
Well, obviously, for those situations, there would probably be special considerations. You know, the whole point in Baha'i faith is not that, you know, it's all dogma and that it's all like follow it to a T.
I think it 100% is, and I think if you die at sea, someone's got to get out, dive down with your body, then dig up the seabed, put you under the seabed, and then re-put the seabed over you, and then do all of your funeral underwater.
I think I'm gonna have an underwater funeral now.
I
cool.
I think you need an underwater funeral.
Could you imagine everybody in scuba gear at my funeral making jokes about my death? How
about this? All in sign language. How about this? The lake I get cremated on, it will be the lake you get buried underneath.
Yes.
Cool.
And we'll both make sure we die at the same time, so that what we can do is we'll use the boat sinking to bury me.
Oh god. Oh, you're so funny.
Anyway,
Ethan, have you enjoyed our conversation about poltergeists?
Yes, and if I die, I will come back as a poltergeist, but as a happy one who will lightly mess with people.
Real quick, just before we slightly end the thing, as a poltergeist, I would 100% just fuck with people, but in like the best way. Like I would like move somebody's like stapler like all the way across the other end of their desk, just whilst they're like need to find it, just so they're like, how was it? I don't know. Just make people think they're a little bit insane.
I genuinely, you know, it's like you see everything with like poltergeists or like ghosts of that sort, and they're always angry. But I'm like, I almost guarantee you that 90% of the population, if they realize they died and now they're invisible and can move shit, would just fuck with people.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone's enjoyed this conversation about poltergeists for this spooky Halloween episode. Yep. Anyway, if you liked this episode, go ahead and listen to all the others, please, if you could. That'd be great.
We would love that.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to try and send in some suggestions if you really want to at going/_honor. Wait, what? No, going_honor_tangent.
What was that?
That is our Instagram, or at tangentpodcastideas@gmail.com, which is our email.
Yep.
Anyway, until next time, I am a minion's penis.
And I am a minion's balls. We'll see you next time. Good night. Sleep well.